As we welcome you back on this Friday afternoon, time on the clock right now about 5:14. You are looking live in Louisville, Kentucky, where a protest is going on right there. There are other protests that we've been following in other parts of the country, so that's Louisville. Let's give you a live look from New York City now. From a news chopper here, you can see a crowd of what looks like probably a couple hundred people who are there this afternoon. And again, the good thing that we've heard, despite the protests, all we have heard that have been peaceful on both sides. But again, that gives you a perspective from other parts of the country. South of us, a few hours in Louisville, and then obviously to the east of us, about 12 hours in New York City. And here's a live look in D.C. here at this 5:15 hour. Protesters on both sides, and they have been here protesting in small groups shortly after the Supreme Court's decision. And this crowd has grown throughout the morning and now into the afternoon and what will be the evening hours here in just about 45 minutes. You know, looking at what this ruling means for Ohio, News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright talked with Dr. Mark Caleb Smith from Cedarville University.
A lot of questions, complicated issues. So what does this actually mean for Ohio? What happens now?
Right now, the Ohio General Assembly is free to pass almost whatever law it wishes about abortion. So for the last 50 years, they've had to worry about the Supreme Court and what the Supreme Court precedents were through Roe v. Wade. Well, that's all gone. And so for the first time in a long time, this goes from rhetoric about what they think about being pro-life potentially to now being actually law. So
this is going to affect tens of millions of women across the country. And I think here in Ohio, a lot of people are saying, what does this mean if I have an appointment or I have an appointment in the near future or I'm consulting or I'm pregnant?
It's a fair question. Right now, the law is as it has been in Ohio, but that can change very, very quickly. Ohio passed a heartbeat bill a while ago, but that's been held up in the federal judicial system because these kinds of cases that were handed down today were pending. Now that that's out of the way, the Attorney General in Ohio can actually go forward, ask for a lift on that restraint, and the heartbeat bill could become the law of the land. That limits abortion for anything beyond 6 to 8 weeks. So women who are in this position, potentially pregnant beyond 6 to 8 weeks, could be in a very difficult spot. But that hasn't happened yet, and there's no guarantee it's going to happen today, tomorrow, or even next week, but it could happen very quickly. So for women who are at this really difficult process, right now things haven't changed, but they could change fast.
And speaking of process, you know, we're talking about people that are pregnant, but there's a lot of people trying to get pregnant, and you bring in topics like IVF and frozen embryos. How could this affect all that?
So the pro-life movement has been built on this idea that the human being deserves protection from conception forward. So whenever the egg is fertilized, there should be some sort of legal protection in place. If that's true, then that could include fertilized eggs for procedures like IVF. The pro-life movement has to really think hard about how it wants to handle those sorts of situations, as well as how it wants to handle things like, how do you deal with women who have an abortion that's illegal in your state? Is that a criminal penalty? How do you deal with doctors who have that who do the procedure? And so that IVF question, other questions like it, are some of those fine details that the legislature is going to just have to figure out.
And would that be if there's an IVF and then a miscarriage that occurs and you have to take medication?
That's exactly right. So what kind of situations are we going to allow for some kind of exception? Will it be a medical procedure as opposed to medication? Will it include medication? Again, the law right now just simply hasn't been written, and it's hard to predict exactly how it will be written once they have the freedom to do it.
And that was Gabrielle Enright for us. As always, we appreciate Dr. Smith's expertise.